So, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce to the studio our next guest. She's a Twitch streamer, a content creator. She's currently on the path of raising some money for St. Jude. Everybody, welcome to the studio. It's Kelsi. What is poppin', Kelsi? How are you doing tonight?
I am doing great. I have a raw mouth, but other than that, I'm doing great.
That's a very strong opener. Can you just tell us what you mean by that?
Yeah, so raising money for St. Jude's charity had me some crybaby tears, ate the whole box, and they were super sour, and so now I can't feel my mouth. It's great.
Okay, well, that's awesome. I mean, I'm sorry, but also that's great that you're able to reach a goal on that. Can you actually just give me a quick rundown of why you decided to start raising some money?
Yeah, so I raise money for St. Jude's every single year. We actually do it with Team Kitty. I'm a part of Team Kitty, which we're about to reach $10,000 raised for this year alone. So our team is really big on raising money for St. Jude. Yep.
What's Team Kitty?
Team Kitty is we are I would say the sorority of Twitch. We were one of the first ever all-female teams on Twitch, actually created by Kitty Plays, which in a sense, I'm like the off-brand Kitty Plays, and I am Kelsi Plays.
I mean, no, you're not the off-brand Kitty Plays. You're the name brand Kelsi Plays. Come on.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Now, if someone comes along and is Kelsi Plays TTV, then we got some problems here.
Right. No TTVs here, please, no.
Well, speaking of that, what I like to ask people when they get onto the show is how they came up with their name, and your name is, well, it's your name. Why did you decide to go with that?
So I actually rebranded oh my God, COVID timing. It's been a plethora of years at this point. So I went by an old name, and I thought I would reform myself, be more professional. And I was like, what's more professional than me, myself, and I? So I definitely wanted my brand to be more centered around me, because I am my own brand, right? So, and then what do? I play games. So Kelsi Plays. I was able to snag my name on Twitch and Discord. So twitch.tv/Kelsi and then discord.gg/Kelsi. But everywhere else, I'm Kelsi Plays.
Do you prefer Kelsi or Kelsi Plays? Did I fuck up that intro?
No, Kelsi is fine.
Okay.
Just like essentially my ats online are all Kelsi Plays, but you know.
Okay, good. Well, I mean, now I'm curious. What were you before you were Kelsi?
We don't have to go there. We don't need that content to be looked up.
Okay. Can we at least get some previous, maybe not the exact one, but any previous gamer tags that you might have dropped?
Oh man, I've had many, but they were all not professional. Let's just put it that way. They were very childish, I would say, probably. But yeah, they were good names. They're not me anymore. So we're gonna bury those.
Okay, all right. Enough said. I get it. So
yeah, my old members in my chat definitely know the name, and it gets brought up often because if you can look up the name, you'll find videos and stuff. They're funny videos. They just do not align with my current self. So.
Oh, so I guess then why decide to rebrand?
So the rebrand was essentially like, I am a different person nowadays. You know, everybody grows, your content grows as you grow. Things change. I've seen a lot of people go through rebrands and stuff. They're very hard to go through. Changing your name online, especially when you're doing really well, and then you change your name, people lose track of who you are. They're like, oh my God, I didn't know you still streamed. Like, oh, I was looking you up under this name, and now you're this person. And even I hosted somebody last night, a good old friend of mine, and the people in the chat were like, wait, aren't you such and such? And I was like, yep, that would be me. That's me right there. New name.
I used to be.
Yeah, used to be. Yeah, so I changed my name again to be more professional. I just didn't want to be tied to substances and things like that, like alcohol and, drinking and things. So I wanted to be not necessarily more kid friendly, but definitely just more user friendly in general, right? Especially, Twitch started to change their TOS at the time. Like you can no longer, spin the wheel and drink on streams, right? That's no longer a thing you can do. So the fun times of Twitch have kind of come to an end, and I changed along with those rules. So
Oh, party's over, but you're still rocking
yeah,
in the
we're
sorority of Twitch, though.
we're
You're not
still
done.
we're yeah, we're still partying for sure. And I'm actually, sorority of Twitch, and I'm actually in a sorority IRL too. So all the sororities.
Well, I mean, I guess that's good. You could bring some of the energy from that. I'm curious. Did you do like those chants? Did you have chants in your sorority? I imagine most sororities do, but
Yes. Can I remember them? Absolutely not. Bad sorority member right here.
that's okay. I feel like once you graduate, you could kind of just forget that, right?
Yeah, I think I graduated and I was like, I can't remember anything from college at this point. I'm like, that was yesterday. Today's a new day.
Hmm.
Not a thing.
Yeah, I don't even remember what I studied. I studied history. I couldn't tell you
You studied
anything.
history.
Yeah, I studied history, and now I'm here. So like
You
it's
spent all that money to study history.
okay. Whoa, 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 whoa! What
It's
the what
okay.
the?
It's okay. I studied art, so art, technology, and communication. So yeah,
Okay,
all
well,
that money for what?
I'll
For
have
what?
you know, I started off as international relations, so a little bit more respectable. But then once you realize that you'll never really make an impact in the international bureaucracy, Kelsi, you kind of get jaded and you think, why am I doing this? And then I thought, well, read book fun, history.
Yeah. No, history's great. I love history. I minored in philosophy, so I definitely down with some history.
Okay, solid. So, how did you get into streaming then?
Streaming. Oh man. Yes, even my chat. I remember the old name. I remember it. I got into streaming, was it like 2014? I think somewhere yeah, I think 2014 is when I started streaming. I actually, so Kitty plays, which surprisingly, I'm on her team, Team Kitty. Uh, I saw her streaming, and she was like one of the first female streamers on the platform. She's also like the one of the largest streamers on the platform at the time. So this is like before Pokimane and Valkyrie and all these other, large followings of women. Kitty Plays was that woman at the time, and she was streaming, and I was like, oh, girls are doing this. I play video games all day, every day anyway. Why don't I do the same thing? So I tried it. I didn't have I had a PS4, I think, at the time, and didn't have a computer, didn't have a laptop, like begged my parents for a laptop. But I actually did my first ever streams on a PS4 with no camera, no nothing.
Can you tell me a little bit about the struggles of strictly console streaming? Because I know that from the Xbox One, but what did you go through?
So, like, when you get the PS4, you actually get those little like earbuds, like the really crappy like $2, like they didn't even spend any money to make these earbuds. They broke. You breathed on them and they broke. But I was using those because I didn't have a headset. I did have the web because Sony had the webcams for the PS4, and I didn't get one of those until like way later on. But I had the PS4, and it was like the worst thing to stream on. I actually have like some recordings of like back in the day because I would stream Diablo. Diablo was the first game I ever streamed. There's like a boss battle fight where I'm like in game, like about to win Diablo. Um, and it's literally the game and this like terrible box in the corner because it was like an automatic setting on the PS4. Like you couldn't get rid of it. There was no changing it. There was no, OBS stream settings where you could like mess around with your settings. It was just exactly what the PS4 had. it was hard to talk to chat because the chat's like on your stream as well. So there was no like moderation or anything going on because you just I think the phone I had back then was that 2004. I had like a Razor phone. It was definitely not the cool iPhones that we have now. So pulling up chat on an app was like not an option either. So yeah, it was pretty rough. It's pretty rough.
How long did it take before you were able to upgrade to a laptop?
So I was in high school, so it would have been. It probably took about, I think, maybe 6 months to a year. So I was like begging my parents, to get like a laptop worthy of like streaming. So they finally like broke down. I was in high school. They were like, "Fine, we'll get you a laptop." Is like this really cool Lenovo full-on gamer laptop. I'm sponsored by Alienware now, so I would have always loved to have had an Alienware, but I could never afford it back in the day. So hashtag dream sponsorship. But I had a Lenovo back in the day, and I started streaming on that. And if anybody knows my old streams, I played CSGO and RuneScape. Were like those were my two games. RuneScape was fine. That's where I started because even though it was like a super cool gamer laptop, it was not good enough to stream on. As we all know nowadays, it takes a lot of CPU power and stuff like that to actually run a stream. So it didn't have that power. So when I streamed CSGO, I looked like a robot, a pixelated robot on stream, and it was awesome.
A little bit better than just no box on a PS4, I guess, right?
It was definitely better because now I could play, CS:GO and RuneScape, which were two of my favorite games. I had a laptop previously before that to actually play RuneScape on, but it definitely did not have the power to actually stream. So this new laptop had the power to stream, but it just wasn't good enough to play like the FPS games that I wanted to play. So I still had to play a lot of those like Halo and stuff on my PS4, but then I ended up doing a lot of RuneScape streaming until my stream actually paid for my first ever PC.
Oh, I mean that's a major come up when you get to that. But I want to talk about RuneScape a little bit because I was a RuneScape fiend back in the day. I loved that game. I built up and lost like 5 different accounts. I just forgot what the passwords were, and I'm locked out of them forever. But I loved that game. How did you get into it?
Oh man, I think so. I was always like the tomboy, tomgirl, whatever you want to call it. I played Yu-Gi-Oh, which we are actually just talking about. Dual Masters. I'm actually downloading it right now as we speak. Which is Yu-Gi-Oh. I played with like Bionicles, Beyblades. Like I was like that girl, right? Like I skateboarded. Like that was me. And so I think one of my guy friends at the time was like, "Hey, like RuneScape." And I'm like, "What is this?" So I like, go ask my mom, like, "Hey, I need a laptop. I need something." Because it's like online, right? And like, again, back in the day, online stuff was just like really weird. You had the PS4, you had the Xbox. Like, internet wasn't like a thing quite. It was a thing. Like, we had YouTube, stuff like that. It just wasn't as like prominent as like streaming and stuff is now. So, I got on RuneScape. I begged my mom for that $4.99 membership, so I could get all the cool stuff. And yeah, I just probably one of my, I called them the Three Stooges back in the day. They were uh, so it was Miguel, Kyle, and Christian, and it was so funny. I called them the Three Stooges because Kyle was a redhead, Miguel was a brunette, and Christian was a blonde. And they were like my best friends when I was like a kid. And they're the guys that I'm pretty sure the ones that told me about RuneScape. So
Yeah, that's a banger of a game. I'll always remember in Draenor Village by the Willows, just grinding woodcutting, speaking with strangers online. Great
yeah,
times that I'll never remember.
yeah, it was 2004, I think, is when I started.
Oh
So
yeah. I mean, there's nothing that gets me and a little raising the hair on my skin than the
hey, I still play, so I still get those chills every time.
Are you into old school RuneScape or have you moved on to RS3?
So the question of all questions, I play both. Even though RS3 is super hated. It's fine. People can hate it all they want. It's a great game. Give it a chance. You'll actually love it. It's essentially the RuneScape that we know and love with better graphics and better stuff. So I was always into like Fashionscape when I played. So the Fashionscape and RS3 is obviously phenomenal. So I play both still, just because old school, everybody loves it. So I play it because, people just hate when I play RS3, but I still play RS3 because gotta stay true to myself. I'm gonna play what I like to play, so I play both.
I'm glad. I'm glad you say it because I feel like somebody's got to stand up for us. All right, somebody's got to stick up for RS3 because it's a good game, damn it. And when it comes to Fashionscape, I also want to say it is important because I would rock with that. I would never want to wear the dragon plate skirt. I was like, oh damn it, I can't wear the dragon plate legs. I'll wear rune till I die. I'm not wearing the skirt.
I'm not wearing the skirt. The skirt was so nice. So Zezima actually, the one and only Zezima.
Oh my god.
It was great because he actually plays RS3, and that was like kind of what gave me that comfortability of being like, okay, I can F everybody. I'm gonna play RS3 regardless of what everybody else thinks. And so like I'm a part of like Zezima's clan and stuff like that. And that's actually kind of how me and him got like to be friends, is actually through RS3. So yeah, I love RS3. It's a great game. We'll always be an advocate for it. But again, old school, still old school. So love it too.
Friends with the chosen one. That's crazy.
He's a great guy. Super cool.
I'd imagine so, but would you prefer RuneScape or think it's more playable than Final Fantasy because in Final Fantasy 14 the guys are offensively handsome?
So this is the thing. So Final Fantasy Online, actually, I was playing it recently, and I actually started playing Lost Ark, addicted to Lost Ark, because Lost Ark is like playable enough for me because the characters are hot, but they're not like too hot. In Final Fantasy, I can't even focus because the whole time I'm just chasing bunny girls or like dragon boys. And I can't focus long enough to play the game because like I'll be playing and then a really hot bunny girl will run by and then ADHD, I'm gone. Like I'm chasing her. Like I don't know what my task was. I'm gone. I'm chasing the bunny girl. Period. The end.
Have you played New World at all?
I did play New World. Yes, New World, phenomenal game. I wish I would have had more time to put into New World, but there's just like so many games that come out, and you like have to like figure out where you're gonna put your time essentially. Great game. I just didn't have enough time to like put into it, unfortunately.
What games are you running right now?
So Lost Ark is one of them. Love Lost Ark because again, it's that like middle ground between Diablo and Final Fantasy. So again, I'm not getting too distracted by all the hot women and men in the game. They are hot, but not enough to distract me from playing. And then it also has like the Diablo aspects, which is really nice. And I love Diablo. Again, I started streaming with Diablo. I've been playing Diablo since like the first one ever. So great game. I also, still playing RuneScape, obviously. And then to supplement for CSGO, I've been playing a lot of Valorant. I've been like grinding Elo Hell and Valorant. So
What are we talking? What's Elo Hell?
Trash Can 9000 for sure. Yeah.
I like Valorant a lot. I play that all the time. I have not played CS in so long. Have you ever decided to return to it?
We actually hopped on it, I think like a month ago, and I don't know if you know about CSGO surfing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we hopped on. I didn't actually play any games. The last time I actually played a game is when CSGO came out with their Battle Royale. Is the last time I actually played CSGO. But we did hop on to surf like a month or so ago.
I love surf. I did a lot of surf in fact, Team Fortress 2 because there would be like trading servers where it would just be surfing and people looking for different hats and the whole hat economy that I would say preceded the knife economy. A crazy time. Did you ever play
Yeah,
TF2?
I didn't. My little cousin loved that game, and I just never had gotten on it. And he loved it so much, and that would me whenever I would play with him, we ended up always playing Minecraft instead of that game. But he loved that game so much, but I never ever hopped on, unfortunately.
It's I feel like it's too late now. It's like
Yeah,
if you tell someone, "Hey, you should play RuneScape now. You should just start old school RuneScape." Like it's
some
too
people
late.
do.
You can't do that.
Some
I
people
don't
do.
know.
I know a lot of people actually, because I think like a year or two ago, like around the pandemic time, RuneScape like had like a comeback, and then like everybody started playing RuneScape all of a sudden, and like people were like who had never played it before were playing old school, and I was like, this is so weird. What is going on?
I guess that is true. If there's ever a Team Fortress 2 resurgence, maybe I'll look like a bozo, and I'll be happy about that just to see that game back in rotation. It's nice enough.
There you go.
But I
There you
want to
go.
talk a little bit about what you do that's involved with gaming, but not directly gaming, if that makes sense. Could you tell me what
Yeah.
braghouse is?
Yeah, so braghouse is what I do for a job. I'm a senior production manager for them, and it is like a collegiate um it's like essentially for collegiate esports, right? It's a vertical app platform that's meant to bring collegiate students together for events and things like that. And we're actively, trying to make it better, essentially.
That's dope. Were you ever involved in collegiate esports or just gaming on campus back at UTD?
Yeah, so I was a part of the UTD esports team. Obviously, I was a student staff member and the founder and leader of the UTD esports content creator program. So built that from the ground up. It is soaring now, and I get to see everybody working so hard on the program, and I'm like, yes, because they're keeping it alive. So that makes me happy. I've like left my mark essentially at UTD. And I met that like so Eric, he's the one who is like the direct student director of UT Esports. I had been invited to because I'm in the Dallas DFW area. So Envy is one of the teams, esports teams out here. I've worked with like several major esports teams like here and there, or just like friends with them and things like that. So they invited me out to the HQ office for a fundraising event, some like private fundraising thing that they were doing. They invited a bunch of influencers and people in the area essentially out. And I got to meet, everybody at the HQ of Envy. And then I, met Eric, who was working there, or not working there at the time, but he was also just like a guest student there to kind of see the office as the UTD esports team. And I was about to go to UTD. And so we met and we were introduced to each other. And that's the end of that.
That's awesome. But I want to learn more about the student content creator program. How did you make that? What does it do?
Yeah, so I'm not a professional player by any means. I'm not good. I'm, not the best. So I was like, how am I gonna fit into this program, right? How do I get in here? How do I make my mark? I'm not good enough to be an analyst, like the best I could probably do is maybe jump into being like a League of Legends analyst or something like that. The program was very new at the time, so the roles that we have now, like we have a whole esports production team and video and things like that, where I could have easily have jumped into back then, but none of that was there. It was just Eric at the time. We had analysts, and then we had our teams. And I obviously, I'm not going to be the student director. That's already Eric's job. And then, they've already got the teams, their analysts, and their managers, right? Actually, they didn't even have managers back then. Essentially, the analysts were the managers at the time. So when I joined, I wanted to make, esports is a lot of things, right? You have your competitive side, but every esports team, as you've seen, 100 Thieves, FaZe, Optic, they all have their content creators, right? So they're not people that compete, but they're kind of not to say they're the money making side, but they're the ones who promote the teams in a casual fashion, right? So I wanted to bring that to UTD Esports. We're an esports team. We should have those two sides, right? The competitive side and the side that brings in the money, the content, and just the fun, right, of esports, right? And so I sat down with our actual director and then Eric, the student director. I told them my idea. I want to create. It was actually called the Stream Team when it started. It wasn't even It's the content creator program now, but it started off as a Stream Team. And then as we got more into it, I wanted to open it. I didn't want it to just be for people who stream on Twitch. I wanted it to be for the TikTok creators and the YouTubers and anybody who makes content. I wanted them to be involved, which is when we started to grow the team, right? We grew really quickly. A lot of students started to join. And then on top of that, I was doing a lot of work, and your girl likes to get paid. So money makes the world go around, right? So I really pushed for, us to get paid. I was like, I'm not paid. I want to be paid. Pay me. So I pushed and pushed and pushed, and not in a bad way, right? Like this was, I was doing a lot for the program, and I wanted compensation for it. There was, our analysts were paid, our student director was paid, and I was the only kind of off position that like wasn't quite paid. And I was like, pay me. I'm student staff. Pay me. And so I got my position to be paid, which in turn led to a team of student staff and our production team and managers and social media managers. And so it essentially, I kind of had this effect of like getting everybody paid. And, now the program is even, massive. It's completely grown out of control of what it used to be. It was so small before, and I'm glad that the students are being paid now. They're getting their money's worth out of the program, as well as like just being able to learn so much too. So
I mean, you were raising money with Team Kitty, but you were even raising money back then at UTD for the rest of the crew. That is so
Yes.
dope, Kelsi. I've never heard of a content creator support at any esports program for universities. Do you think you're like the first ones?
We definitely are the first ever program, and I know a lot of other like programs had been reaching out to us. And I know recently, even though I'm like not at the college anymore because I graduated, but I still obviously am really good friends with a lot of the people there. We actually got a new director, met with him again, very good friends. Actually, with braghouse, we've actually done some like Smash tournaments and stuff at the university. So it's good to hear. But so our student director, he's actually been traveling to other schools and kind of sharing, between our program and their program. Because again, UTD isn't like a top school, right? Like we're not A&M, we're not Longhorns, right? We're like the sister school, we're the smaller one. So we don't have these like large budgets like, UCLA does. So, UCLA is kind of taking our program and they're running with it, and building their own with all their glorious money that they have, that, unfortunately schools like UTD don't have. So, we really had just like, getting the students positions paid was like already like a tough fight, like even adding on, we just added on a Valorant team this past year that throughout the entire time that I was a part of the program, I fought to get, a COD team approved and a Valorant team approved, because our Valorant team almost went to, I think, France, which was like crazy, right? It's like global. And they still didn't want to add them on because of funding. So, but they're on now. Valorant team UTD is a thing. So very, very excited for them. They used to be called the UTD Rainbows, but I think now they're just UTD Valorant. So
I mean, both solid names. I know that your
Yeah.
Overwatch team goes absolutely crazy. I've commentated over them quite a few times. They're nuts.
Oh yeah, our Overwatch team, I definitely think they've always brought in like a lot of hype, but actually our Smash team is the ones that have won nationals and things like that. So our Smash team is incredible, to be honest.
I've never casted Smash, so I don't know that. I know a ton of people who love Smash, and they could probably say, "Oh yeah, UTD goes fucking dicko mode for
Yeah.
sure." But
Yeah, they do. It was so crazy because the guys that won nationals, like I didn't expect it, but like because our program at UTD is considered athletics, so they actually got the athletes nationals rings for winning the nationals tournament for Smash. So it was really cool.
That is so cool. But I want
Yeah.
to go back to the content creator. Like, exactly what is the program?
Oh,
What does it
yeah.
do?
So essentially, it's a bunch of creators, right? And so my goal was one, being a content creator myself, and I've been doing it for you know many years now at this point. Having the knowledge that I have and things like that, even though I might not be like a partnered streamer or anything like that, it doesn't mean that I don't know what it takes to be a partnered streamer. I just don't have the time myself to do it right. But I know what it takes. I know how to get there. I have plenty of friends that are in the industry and things like that. And my goal was to help other students stream and be a better content creator at the end of the day. So not only was it a great like networking place for other students to find other student creators that maybe uh, even if they are playing their own niche or something, but have game nights together and things like that, and just kind of bring together this online group of people, right? Because most content creators, they stay at home, they don't leave, they create their content, but it was a way to like push everyone together. So one, it was educational. We had a lot of speakers that would come in, guest speakers that would come speak to the students. I also tried to host educational forums and things, any kind of information that I had. If a student maybe, I'm not a YouTuber by any means, but we did have some YouTubers that were like killing it, like 500,000 subs and things like that. So I would have them, kind of put together a PowerPoint presentation or presentation to kind of showcase their own knowledge to the other content creators. We also threw annual parties. And I missed out because I was in Orlando, Florida doing a photo shoot, but they did just have their first ever, which I had started planning before I graduated, their first ever award ceremony for the entire esports program, which the creators are obviously a part of. They also, as like the content creator program, any type of like fundraising that we do is heavily, content creator focused events. We did like the first year we ever had content creators. We did this thing at our school. It's like a big fundraiser, but we signed up to do mud volleyball together. And we were knocked out by some guys in the army, but UTD esports came to represent in mud volleyball. So
Hell yeah. That's awesome. I've never
yeah.
even heard of that as a thing.
It was crazy. Yeah, I had never heard of it either until I was in it, and we were covered in mud. But it wasn't just being a content creator, which it is. We have a whole production team and stuff now where they do casting and things like that. But it was really to bring student creators together under one roof so they could make friends that do those same things, have people that also stream and also do YouTube and also make TikTok to maybe allow for that collaboration and connection to happen.
That's so cool. And I love how you aren't going in on specifically streamers or YouTubers. And TikTok is such a huge platform right now. And you're doing some great work on that. I want to talk specifically about your cosplay that you do on TikTok. Can you tell me how you got into cosplay?
Yeah, so cosplay actually, so I've been a nerd since day one. My entire arm sleeve actually is Naruto. But I, used to hang out at the library and read manga. And I think my first ever see, I thought it was like it used to it was like costume because I didn't like know what cosplay was, right? Back then it was just like, oh, this is just a costume that I'm wearing. But for like Halloween and stuff. But then Jessica Negri actually is the one who she did her like Pikachu cosplay, and then Lollipop Chainsaw came out. Why
Oh,
I
that
literally
game.
Yes, and I remember I went to Beverly Hills, Los Angeles, and the game was actually releasing while I was in Beverly Hills. So I like begged my mom to like take me to the like midnight release at GameStop for Lollipop Chainsaw because I love this game. You know, it's the hot, the like chick killing zombies. Like who that's my shit, okay? Hot girls, zombies, yes, okay. And so had to have this game. I wanted to be there at the release. But Jessica Negri actually did the cosplay of Juliet from Live Hop Chainsaw, and I was like, I want to do that. I want to do cosplay. I want to cosplay that. So I would say my first ever cosplay was Misa Misa from Death Note, but then knowing what cosplay was, I did Juliet from Lollipop Chainsaw.
Was Misa Misa more like a Halloween costume?
Yeah, it was like I didn't quite know what cosplay was yet. So I was like, I knew I wanted to do this character from an anime, but I didn't know it was called cosplay at the time. So not until I found Jessica Negri did I know it was like cosplay. And that's when I got into the whole world of cosplay and cosplay making and things like that.
You do all your makeup and outfits yourself for your cosplay, right?
So I do like yeah, I do my makeup, my hair, all that myself, but most of it I actually love it's closet cosplay is my favorite thing. So I'll buy a lot of my cosplays, but I really love closet cosplay. And what that kind of means is like taking a character and doing like the casual version of them. So not the actual like what they are in the anime, right? Like but more so like what would they look like in the real world kind of thing. And like pulling objects like from my closet that like appear like that character. For instance, I'm doing one this weekend, which actually I can't say. So surprise, surprise. There's one coming on
Okay.
Saturday. So, but it's essentially another like closet cosplay where I'm just putting pieces together that I already have. I may have bought like a couple of like the key elements, you know, that you know you just can't not have. But majority of it is just pulled from my closet. So.
Well, I want to say one of my personal favorites is the Grinch cosplay.
Yes.
I loved that one.
Oh, hold on. There's this right here. So these are my chibi stickers that I give out.
That's so cute.
These are my Christmas ones, and so my dog's name is Luke Skywalker, and he's actually Max.
I saw that you bring your dog into the
Yeah.
video. I was like, holy shit, this is perfect.
I definitely need to redo it because like the makeup was not on par back then, and it's definitely I've definitely done like a better job. I could do a better job. I did that one so quickly, and it turned out so well, and I was like, I could do this like way better. But yeah.
How do you decide what to wear?
Honestly,
Or should I say who to cosplay?
so usually I definitely so one of my rules I have to have like a rule of like doing cosplay is if I haven't watched the anime or show or whatever completely or played the game even like refuse to cosplay the character, right? Like cuz I want to be like when I do cosplay I want to like be them, right? So I can't be them if I don't know them. So like even with the Grinch, I love the Grinch. I'm a very the whole reason I even started this was you know, bah humbug. I'm a super bah humbug person when Christmas comes around. My favorite holidays are Valentine's and Halloween. So I not that I'm bah humbug, but I'm definitely the person who's just like, okay, like whatever. This is just another holiday. So in doing so, somebody called me the Grinch, and I was like, I love the Grinch. You know what? It's gonna be the Grinch because I am the Grinch. So I decided to dress up as the Grinch.
That's perfect. I mean, I do like the idea of watching things completely or like totally knowing the character, but sometimes if a character looks cool, I say, you know what, fuck it, run it. I will admit, I've said it before. The intro to my show, that's custom to have me in Neon Genesis Evangelion. Never watched the show. I never watched the show, but I spent like 10 hours making that. I don't know why. It looked like a cool idea, so I did it. And people could shit on me for that, but I don't care.
No, it looks great. You did a good job.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Now, another thing that isn't exactly cosplay, but there is quite a bit of emphasis on your outfits is going to raves or going to EDM festivals. Is there any like crossover between cosplaying and going to and like choosing your outfits for that?
Oh man. I do see I have been seeing recently actually in the rave scene a lot more cuz I think, TikTok came out, right? And the the anime community all of a sudden exploded from TikTok. So all of these like animes that used to like I would get like bullied over are now like super popular. Like essentially Naruto, right? Like for one of them is like really popular now all of a sudden, and like everybody loves Naruto. So I'm seeing, I go to these like raves and there's like full Akatsuki clans like at the raves and stuff like that. So I personally haven't cosplayed to a rave yet, but I've been debating on the ideas. One, it's so hot. I don't want to wear a wig. The girls who wear wigs and the guys, props to you. I have no idea how you're doing that. But I met, I've met like a Naruto and stuff at raves. It's too hot, honestly. It's hot wearing cosplay in general to cons. And I'm not gonna lie, the goal is to wear as little as clothes as possible. So unless it's like a rave version of the character, which you know maybe soon. I don't see it happening though.
Okay, well, I'm glad we have these tips because I'm actually going to Izu in New York City in September, and I want a little bit of help. Could you help me pick out a better outfit for this setup? Because I've created a little setup that we got here of potential outfits, and I want some of your help to pick this out. So here I am at Izu. Here's me. Here's my arms. We've got
Wait, these are great.
headwear. We've got tops, shoes, and bottoms. Now, if you could help me create the perfect outfit, that would be fantastic.
I am so excited. Okay, what are we starting with? Accessories. Let's start with tops. Let's start with the tops.
Okay.
So, if you're gonna do the Bulls jersey, total douchebag move. Don't want to do that. A Akatsuki thing again. You only want to do it if you have the full clan, right? You gotta have the whole clan. So, I definitely would say the fishnet top for sure. You could even throw that like Hawaiian shirt over the top, real flowy, but you'll probably end up taking it off, to be honest.
So we should go with the fishnet then. I could
Yes.
delete my arms now, I guess. We'll just put that.
Because a t-shirt's too boring. You could totally do a t-shirt, but that's boring. Nobody wants. You gotta live a little when you go to the raves, right? Everybody's going all out. You want to go all out too. For the shoes.
Now, I also want to preface, this is Izu, New York City, so the Tims are kind of a little influential there.
Yeah, so I was gonna say you don't want open toe shoes for sure. You're gonna get your foot stepped on. It's gonna hurt. You don't want that. Boots always solid. But remember they're gonna be getting dirty. So I would always say go with the shoes you want to get are okay with getting dirty. You don't want to roll up with your Yeezys. You don't want to roll up with, your Jordans. You want to roll up with something that you're okay with getting a beer dropped on it, okay? Completely just destroyed shoe, okay? Because it might not get destroyed, but you have to be prepared for it to get destroyed. Because so Ubby Dubby, 2018, it rained and it was a mud pit and I was in platform shoes and never again. This is mud fest. So
We've
yeah,
only got two options then, or three if you want the moccasins.
when there's mud sometimes, so or the water puddles. So I would probably go with the Vans or the Tims. I'm gonna let you decide because
We're gonna go with the Vans. I think it allows for optimal shuffling. Can you shuffle?
Yes, I cannot shuffle, but optimal shuffling is a good idea. Optimal dancing, period. Period. Shorts.
So we've got the zip away cargo pants, and so you can start off with it. These on, you could zip them off if it gets crazy. We've got
So
Jinko jeans as well.
So it depends on how old school raver you are, right? Because the jeans is like old school raver, right? They're the flared out. They look like the big old, the chonky ones, you know. So those would be good. But you can also go with the zip offs. But again, you're gonna zip them off, so you might as well just go with the shorts. And it's a rave, right? So I'm saying neon.
Saying the holographics.
Yes.
We're looking
Let's
pretty
go.
solid here. Hold on, I gotta at least get this right. Where is the brush?
Someone said the Tims with water repellent on them, but you might as well just do Vans with water repellent.
That is true.
Aren't Tims like automatically water repellent? Like I feel like Tims are built for the outdoors.
We're a little bow-legged in this.
You don't even have knees, dude. You're
Fine.
missing knees. They're perfect. Looks great.
There we go. Those are my knees.
Looks like you're trying to like squat.
Okay, and finally, we've got some headwear. We have cat boy ears. We've got a marshmallow hat helmet.
So again, the people wearing the hat helmets, I don't know how you're doing it. Props to you. You're killing the game. You're also sweating your brains out. Don't know what. Are you even okay under there? Is all I'm asking.
I'd imagine no. No is probably the
probably
answer.
not. Headband, always, absolutely. Naruto, #1 for sure. Have to have the headband because you could tie it around your arm, your leg, anywhere you wanted to, your neck if you needed to. So definitely the headband. And then, you know, because we all love a cat boy, gotta have cat ears.
Gotta have the cat ears? Okay, so we'll get rid of...
If you want to throw on the mask, too, like, you totally could. Because you can always take it off, right? Never know. Like, we're living in pandemic days, okay?
Mm-hmm. That's true. Hold on, let me get that up.
There you go. You got the whole cat action now, because you have the fangs.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, the LED shades, too.
The LED shades? Ah!
We are all about accessorizing for raves. Okay?
Hold on, let's try and get that in. I think we got it.
Because you gotta hide your, you know, how, I don't know if you're gonna be stoned, but you gotta hide your stonerness from the world.
You see, if I'm high, I cannot dance. I cannot dance at all. I'm just standing there like...
Also, the laser lights, you have to have the cool, like, glasses on, so the lasers look better.
That
true. These are facts.
Is true. Okay, well, I'm glad I'm learning this. I'm glad I get to know. But thank you so much, Kelsi, because we've got the ultimate rave wear. I think I might actually wear this.
You should.
I think I will wear this.
Dre fit, 10 out of 10 would get you laid. Girlfriend coming soon, boyfriend, whatever. Honestly, you could have both with this outfit.
I mean, now, I don't know if you noticed, but we also had these 2 hidden bonus options. It was Minecraft Steve, and it was also a GIMP.
No. Yeah, no. Neither. There we go. See, that somebody would wear that whole fit.
This is my rave. This is my rave squad right here.
Yeah, that is. That's it. That's the squad. Yeah, honestly, you guys look great. We're kind of matching.
We got my bro in the Bulls jersey with the J.
Yeah, you gotta have the shoes. Put them in those. Yeah, that's the fit right there.
Yeah, Izu, we're coming for you.
Yeah, that's it. You gotta have one douchebag in the group.
Wow. Thank you so much for that help, Kelsi.
Love it.
Now, you got us looking fresh for the festival, and I got one more question for you. Where can the folks at home find you?
Yeah, so I am at twitch.tv/Kelsi, Kelsi, which I'm actually streaming at right now. And you can also catch me at discord.gg/Kelsi, Kelsi. And then Kelsi plays everywhere else on the internet, literally.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Late Night with Los studio. Unfortunately, that is going to be all we have for tonight. We're going to send it off. In fact, we'll